בעזרת השם. בפרק י"ד, פסוק י"ד. מדרכיו ישבע סוג לב. I will give you the regular translation, and then we'll go into what the Gaon says. So the sug lev, okay? Somebody that has a sug lev, and we'll identify what the sug lev means. Isba miderachav, right? He satisfies, he enjoys his ways. Ume'alav ish tov, and the ish tov enjoys from his leaves. So Yeshaya says that a tzaddik enjoys the fruit of his work in this world, like, right? Or enjoys the fruit of his work. So we've explained what the fruit means. The children, but really the fruit of the mitzvah goes to the children and the grandchildren. But we also said that when the tzaddik does chesed, then he himself also benefits from those fruits in this world. Now, since with those fruits, right, with the outcome of the mitzvot that the person benefits in this world through the chesed that he does, the person can now turn those benefits into more mitzvot. Yes? Achon? You do a mitzvah, it yields an outcome. That outcome, if you do chesed, you benefit from it. Now, by benefiting from that outcome, you can now do a mitzvah with that benefit. Now you have two ways of benefiting from that benefit. One benefit is just to translate it into a pleasure or into a kinyan that is olam hazeh. Or the other way is to actually use that good energy and that beracha to do more mitzvot. If you do more mitzvot with that outcome, essentially you are not really benefiting from the fruit, but Chachamim say you are benefiting from the leaf on the tree. That's and not the fruit itself. So we have the tree, which is the principle. We have the fruit, which we have discussed, and now Shlomo HaMelech and Chachamim introduce a third element, which is the leaf. And the leaf, essentially, you can smell the smell of the fruit, but you cannot taste it. Yes, you don't really benefit from it directly. So the benefit that you got, you translated it again in spirituality, in a keren, in a tree. And he says that's exactly what happened to Rabba bar Avua. Rabba bar Avua was a Talmid Chacham, שהיה עני מרוד, and he met Eliyahu Navi. And he told Eliyahu Navi that he's poor, he doesn't have nothing. So Eliyahu says, what's the problem? Come with me. He took Rabba bar Avua in Olam HaElyon, yes, in the Gan Eden Elyon. And he said, take off your clothes and fill up anything you want. So Rabba bar Avua filled up his, he lifted his glima and he put fruits of Gan Eden. And on his way out, he heard a voice saying, look at Rabba bar Avua, who's trading, yes, benefits of Olam Haba for the pleasure of Olam Hazeh. He saw that, he let go of everything, and he didn't take the fruits. He came back to this world. His gelima, his robe that he was wearing, had still the smell of Gan Eden, and he sold it for 12,000 coins of gold. Yes? So the Gaon wants to explain that this is the Hana'ah, this is the leaf of the fruit. Because at the end, he didn't take a fruit, he didn't benefit from the fruit. Yes? But the leaf from the fruit, the smell that the fruit leaves behind, yes, in this world, enhances beracha, yes, tremendously. Coming to say that you can essentially, yes, benefit ba'olam hazeh with bracha ba'olam hazeh by understanding how to value the beracha of the outcome of your effort. So by translating the potential fruit into a leaf, that choice that is being made brings down, along with your choice, a beracha that is physical. Just like Rabba Baravua. Good? The Rasha, says the Gaon, he doesn't have perot. Why? So what is he benefiting in this world? Not from the fruit, but from the principle itself. So that's what it means. Miderachav is basuglev. The person that doesn't have principle, that does the Rasha, he benefits miderachav, from his derachim. What are derachim? Okay? He says that's the keren. That's the principle. He's suglev, the person that has sigin. The person that has those veins that are, those intricacy, this complexity in his heart. Yes, the bad herbs, the bad grass. That's the rasha. That's the suglev. However, the ishtov and the Gaon, yes, highlights the word tov. Tov, what does it mean? Ishtov, tov labriot, and ish as a tzaddik. So he's a tzaddik as a ish, and he's tov labriot. Such an individual can benefits from the leaves, me'alav, from his leaves. Meaning that this person benefits not only from translating, yes, an opportunity that could be physical into an opportunity that now becomes spiritual, but also benefits through that choice with a tremendous beracha that is physical in Olam Hazeh. Everybody has clarity on this pasuk because it's a mechanism.
The idea at the end of the day is to make sure you understand and internalize the bracha of the outcome of your effort.
Continue. Yes. You see, people people have beracha. Do you translate that beracha into a pleasure and something that's limited, or do you extend it?
No, keep extending it and keep extending.
Exactly. It's like you invest into something. Yes, you made a benefit on it.
Take
Do
the
you go
lead
and
let
take
it
that benefit and go and spoil it, or do you reinvest it? No, you reinvest and reinvest and reinvest, and eventually the fact that you reinvest, yes, the reward in the choice to reinvest, and the reinvestment, yes, triggers physical beracha.
Reinvest the dividends.
That's right.
Don't take the distribution.
Peti pasuk tedvav. Peti ya'amin lechol davar. A simple mind, right? The peti believes everything. Ve'arum yavin la'ashuro. But the clever man, he understands, in between the lines to ensure his path. The Gaon says, Micha says, Al ta'aminu bera. Don't believe in the bad. Chazal in Masechet Chagiga explain, what does it mean? Don't believe in the bad. Al ta'amin b'yetzer hara. Don't believe the yetzer hara when he says tehta, sin, and don't worry, Hakadosh Baruch Hu will forgive you. So Shlomo HaMelech, according to the Gaon, is exposing the vulnerability of the peti. The peti is a simple-minded guy. He's called peti. Why? Umitpate. It's easy to convince him. And he's gullible. Why is he gullible? Because he doesn't have the bandwidth to think through his actions and and what the outcome could be. So he doesn't see the end result.
He's not lazy, right?
No, the peti is simple-minded. No, he's not lazy. So what happens? Because he doesn't see the end result, and he is gullible, he's easy to be convinced. When the Yetzer Hara comes and tells the peti, it's okay if you do Avera, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will forgive you. Look at the circumstances. Yes, you have good reasons. So the Yetzer Hara leverages off the weakness of the character of the peti to get him to do an Avera. So there are, by the peti, yes, we see a few flaws. Flaw number one, that he's easy to convince. Flaw number two, he doesn't see the end. He cannot see think through until the end. Yes? Therefore, he is now at the mercy of the Yetzer Hara. So, the two elements here that Shlomo HaMelech is bringing forward about the peti, or essentially the two flaws to fail in front of the Yetzer Hara, is number one, not to have a strong character to fight back, and to be pushed away and moved along as you know as people wish, to be a pushover. And number two, to lack the stimulus of the intellect, yes, to think through something until the end. These are two vulnerabilities that allow the Yetzer Hara to take over yes, the decision making of a person. However, the Arum, says Shlomo HaMelech, Yavin le'ashuro. Arum, we know what Arum is, right? It's like it's the clever. It's the person that knows exactly how to dance with the Yetzer Hara. He's learned the Yetzer Hara. He's studied. He has a degree in how to deal with the Yetzer Hara, masters. So the person that develops, on one hand, that shrewdness intellectually, but also that strength of character, will not believe the Yetzer Hara to do Avera, or to believe that it's a mitzvah to do something when it's not. But instead, he can find on his own what is the Derech HaYashar. And that's what it means. Ken Ashuro. He finds the Derech HaYashar. He can identify what's straight, and what's not. That's what's very interesting, is that we've learned, yes, a few psukim ago, that even a ish, right? Yesh derech yashar lifnei ish. Don't, yes, don't have too overconfidence. Don't be overconfident in your assessment, because you can fail, right? We've, but listen to here. We have another perspective of of an assessment of a situation. On one end, if you're overconfident, yes, then you'll fail. But on the other end, when you're in a room and you fight the Yetzer Hara, the fact that you fight the Yetzer Hara, yes, strengthens you and enlightens you to be able to find the Derech HaYashar. So when you make your decision on your own and you think on your own, that's when you're exposed to make a mistake. But when you're when you're challenged by the Yetzer Hara, and you're overcoming that instinct, or that nisayon, that test, yes, the ma'avak, the fight with the Yetzer Hara, sharpens your mind to be able to see the straight path, and essentially take the straight path. Like we say, right? There's no light if there's no darkness. It's only through darkness that you can appreciate the light. It's only through the fight with the Yetzer Hara that you can actually see how straight, what the straight path is. Good? Pasuk Tet Zayin. Hacham yare vesar mera. A Chacham fears. Vesar mera, and he shies away from the bad. He goes away from the bad. וכסיל מתעבר ובוטח. But the dullard, he's very quick to do things, and he does it with beitachon, with confidence. The Chacham, says Shlomo HaMelech, Yareh. He's always diligent, but also prudent. He has prudence. Because why? Says the Gaon that what motivates the Chacham not to be so hasty and to do things so quickly is the fact that the Chacham does not want to fail. He does not want to do ra, to do bad. And therefore, he's over careful when he needs to do something. The ksil mitaber. What does it mean mitaber? He puts himself in situations of challenges. He has no issues in going in places where he can be exposed to problems. הוא בוטח בהשם. He's like, let me take the risk, Hashem is with me. And says Shlomo HaMelech, this is the bitachon of a kisil. This is a foolish bitachon. Why? Who told you to take that path? Who forced you to go on, to take those risks? Nobody did. So why would you put yourself and expose yourself to a problem and then hope that Hashem will save you? Another facet to that Hidush, says the Gaon, is that the Chacham knows very well, "En lecha adam she'en lo sha'ah." Every person has his moment in life. Therefore, the Chacham is always careful from hurting anyone, because he never knows, what will we be with that person down the road. So why be in a relationship or with someone and that is tarnished and broken, yes, when maybe that person tomorrow will rise and become an enemy. So might as well be careful and be at peace with everyone. The ksil, we say the ksil doesn't think too far. So the ksil has no problem burning bridges. הוא בוטח. במה הוא בוטח? He's sure of himself, he's confident that nobody can touch him. What, this guy is a nobody? What, he's going to come after me? מה פתאום? The third Hidush is on a spiritual level. The Chacham is scared to do Averot. However, the Ksil מתעבר, מלשון עובר עבירות. He does a lot of עבירות. And he's בטוח, הוא בוטח that he's confident that Hashem will be מוחל. כן? Clear? טוב. פסוק י"ז. קצר אפיים יעשה איוולת. Somebody that has a short fuse, does foolish things. ואיש מזימות ישנא. And the man that does mezimot, zima, will be hated. The Gaon says that Shlomo HaMelech is addressing here the two types of reshaim that we've learned in the past. The Resha, one Rasha is Ra, and the other one is Mirma. He's Merame. The Ra is somebody that does bad in the person's face and doesn't hide it. The Mirma is the one that pretends to be good, yes, but in his heart it's all like planned to hurt the person. So says Shlomo HaMelech, Ketzar HaPayim, the one that has a short fuse, yes, there's anger. So that person cannot hold back. Ya'aseh Ivelet, so he's going to make foolish things, actions, and it comes right away. Yeah, whatever he does, there's no yishuv hadat, there's no thought process. וזה רע גמור. זה רע במהותו. This is the bad as it comes. However, the ish mezimot, the one that's merame, the one that's manipulating, the one that knows how to influence, he pretends to be a good guy, he says the right things, but in reality, his heart is rotten and fixated on hurting and taking advantage. And he doesn't show anything. Yes? He keeps a straight face. Why is he hated? HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a מערכת הגנה. He has a כיפת ברזל to that behavior. Because Ra, you know that he's Ra. But does somebody that manipulates, how do you know? There is a dynamic that's called כמים הפנים לפנים. When you look at your face in the water, it will reflect your face. Yes, הקדוש ברוך הוא, כן לב האדם אל האדם. Right? So too is the heart. Therefore, a person that has a pure heart, or a person that has a heart, yes, and that's in touch with himself, although he will hear words that sound great, but his heart will feel the hate. And because the heart will feel the hate, the person will start feeling a resentment against that person, not understanding why. But something he's gonna feel something off with this guy. I cannot pinpoint, but something he says everything that he has to say. Everything sounds good, but my feeling is that something's off. When a person has a pure heart and is in tune and in touch with his heart, he doesn't need to hear the wrong things. It's enough for him to feel and be aware of what he feels, to know if the person is a good person and has good intentions, or Khalila the opposite. So here Shlomo HaMelech again brings out the importance of being in touch with yourself, being in touch with your emotions, and try to be as pure and as honest with yourself, so that your alarm system is on, and you can identify and pick up on the wrong vibes and the wrong intentions from people around you. Good? So, Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll hold here. We did Pashut Yud Zayin. Finish Pasuk Yud Zayin.
Rabbi, can you just help me understand this, understanding your emotion, understanding your heart?
Yes.
How do you really, like, how do you know if your heart is pure, and how do you know if what you're hearing is correct? I feel like he's telling us, go with your gut almost, right? Feel what your gut is telling you.
No, that's not
No,
what he's saying.
it's
He's
different.
saying that no, no. What he's saying is like this. He's like usually people are focused on the words they listen, on the content of the words they're listening. Okay,
Mhm.
uh comes the Gaon, and the Gaon says, comes Shlomo HaMelech, and Shlomo HaMelech says you have to be careful, yes, when you hear something, and align what you're feeling with your emotion. Now, what does that mean? You're feeling. Sometimes the person, your subconscious picks up a lot of information in the body language, in the tone, in the choice of words, in the fluidity of the conversation, subconsciously, yes, and it triggers an emotion, it triggers a sentiment. In that sentiment, says the Gaon, that if yes, you're aware enough and in tune enough with your emotions, you will be able to identify, yes, that there is contamination, that yes, that you're feeling, and that should be taken into account. For what reason? To think twice, to dive more, to understand better, to push yourself, and not to take for face value just what you listen, but do a deeper due diligence, a more diligent assessment. But a person can only do that if he is naturally able to be in touch with himself, with his emotions. Good.
Thank you.
Be'ava.